everyone, thank you so much for checking out this video. It's a basics intro to foam rolling, and I'm going to be giving you very quickly easy ways to roll through a lot of the major parts of the body. We'll start at the top and we'll work our way down. Now, if you want to skip ahead, you can definitely skip ahead and jump right into the exercises. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about foam rolling specifically for anybody who has never done it before or who's seen it and maybe they do it but they don't think that they're doing it correctly. Foam rolling is with a foam roller. There's different types of foam rollers, there's different colors, there's different textures. They now come on water bottles. So make sure that you're grabbing a foam roller that's appropriate for your level. So you can check in with different companies. They should tell you based on the color what level that is. The higher the level, they're going to be harder. So typically, not always, but typically black foam rollers are a little bit more intense. You will see some foam rollers that have little protrusions on them, things sticking out. Those are even more intense. So foam rolling is for self-myofascial release, and what that is we are going in and we are releasing knots and buildup and tension that exists within the fascia. Okay. So self-myofascial release is essentially giving yourself a massage, which is wonderful. So you can do this pre or post workout. I have recommendations for both. However, do whatever makes your body feel good, or if you're working with a trainer, what your trainer is suggesting if you trust them, what your doctor might be telling you. Just make sure that your foam rolling is giving you the best opportunity for success. Now, it will be uncomfortable, always. I don't know anybody who uses a foam roller and says, oh my gosh, it's just the most amazing thing I've ever felt in my life. It can be extremely uncomfortable. It's really important to start to be able to develop the skills of being able to decipher uncomfortable and painful. If it's painful, please stop, okay? Go talk to your healthcare provider, a medical professional. It will be uncomfortable though, so if it's uncomfortable, keep going with it, all right? If you're going to foam roll before you work out, it's a wonderful way to start your warm-up, all right? It's going to help get blood moving a little bit faster into all of your muscles. It's going to get your heart rate up a little bit and make you sweat, assuming that you're doing it correctly and you've got your core engaged and the whole body's active. Foam rolling should never just be flopping over the roller and slumping into things. You want to make sure that you're active and engaged. It can also help prevent injury. So if you're doing this before you work out and you're giving your body a chance to really be prepared for the exercises that you're going to do, you're reducing your risk of injury. When you're doing it pre-workout, you're going to do it similar to what you're about to see in this video, a little bit faster. I'm doing a nice general roll over all of these body parts. I'm not stopping and holding in any of them. I'm just exhaling deeply, pushing through, and getting the body warmed up. Post-workout, I personally like to go a little bit slower. I'm going to go through and touch on all the same body parts, but I'm going to hold and I'm going to exhale and relax that specific muscle a little bit deeper into the roller. The other thing I'll be doing when I do this post-workout is looking for any knots that might still exist, and I'm going to stop and hold that. You'll see that at the end of the video when I tap into the calf muscles. I've got a fairly good sized knot in my left calf muscle, and I will stop and hold and breathe deeply for that one. Now that's going to allow you to release a little bit deeper, and it's going to be a wonderful setup for you to stretch. You'll find that you can get into your stretches a little bit easier if the muscles are relaxed. So again, pre-workout, a little bit faster, general body, do it before you warm up as part of your warm-up. Post-workout, do it before you stretch, all right? Those are just my recommendations. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Grab your foam roller and some water, clear out some space. Let's go. Okay, so I have a relatively short foam roller, this travel size because I travel a lot, but I'm just gonna show you the basics, starting at the top of the body, going all the way down, and yeah, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I will try to get back to you. So the first thing we're going to do is start out with rolling out the chest. So I'm going to get it over on my belly. I'm going to turn the foam roller so that it's parallel with me, and then I'm going to place it on top of my pec here And I'm just gonna be at a little bit of an angle. And I like to go up on my knees so that I get a little bit extra weight. So it just depends on your level of intensity. Maybe just laying here feels good. You can take the foam roller at an angle if you need to. And the idea here, again, depending on if you're doing this post-workout or pre-workout, varies. Be gentle, especially ladies. Don't go too far into the center. This is just to get into the outer pecs. Good, remember deep breathing here. And I'll do the other one just so that I'm even. So same idea, I'm gonna turn it a little bit to be on my diagonal, right on top of the pec muscle, and then roll up over it. Good, and if you are lifting and pressing, just make sure that the core is on and nice and strong and engaged. Deep breaths. This is really great to do first thing in the morning, especially if you have a tight upper body and chest or shoulders like I do. I tend to wake up and be very slouchy, so rolling through here and just taking some nice breaths feels really good. All right, so then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try and get into the lats, and then this one for me is pretty painful, but we're gonna go for it. So I'm gonna take the foam roller and lay it horizontal to me, so it's me and the foam roller make the letter T. And I'm gonna get up right underneath the armpit here, straighten the arm out, and then just sink into that. And for me, I can already feel this. This is already relatively intense. Some people, again, you might want to press up into it and roll back. You don't want to roll too far forward because then we're not really on the lat anymore. We want to make sure that we're opening up the armpit. And deep breath, relaxing into the foam roller. And again, the idea here, whether pre or post workout, it doesn't matter, is just to relax. Doesn't matter if you're going slow or fast. If you have tension in those muscles or in any other part of the body, we're not really getting in the myofascial release part of it. So the release being key, we want to make sure that we're breathing and exhaling. Good. Going to the other side. And same thing, lengthening out that arm. You might start to notice or feel some other muscles, and that's okay. Good. And then we're going to take this and get into the thoracic spine. Anytime we're foam rolling on the spine, especially when we start to go lower to the low back, please be super careful, especially that you're not focusing all of your weight and attention right on your spine, okay? We want to be working on the muscles around the spine. So for this one, I'm going to take it behind, feet flat out in front of me, and I like to gently guide myself down, find the center of my back, and then roll it up a couple of inches. And now from here, I do this a few different ways. The first thing that I'm going to do is just roll gently back and forth. I'm going to bring the elbows together so that I'm moving the shoulder blades out of the way, and then just gentle glides, just a couple of inches. The tailbone is just hovering up off of the ground. I'm not lifting it too high. And then I'm going to add in a little opening and closing. So I'm going to lower the tailbone. I'm going to inhale, open the arms wide, and then exhale, tuck the chin to the chest. Good. Do that one more time. Inhale and open. And now I'm going to do those same movements, but I'm going to roll along the foam roller. For me, this always pops some stuff in my back. It's never painful though, so just make sure that you're not doing anything that's causing pain. I'm not trying to force any popping, it just happens naturally, so it's okay. Good. And then depending on how your body's feeling, maybe you lift up and you rock over to one side. And again, just getting the shoulder blades out of the way, a little deeper into those lats. Good. Nice. All right, we're gonna go ahead, since we're already on the back, just roll it down and get into our low back. Now this is where you want to be careful, especially not to just be right in the center. I'm going to be going side to side so that I'm focused on the outer muscles on the side body here. So same idea, feet on the floor. I'm gonna find my middle back, and then this time, let me scoot this way so you guys can see. There we go. Scoot up. I'm gonna bring my hands to the floor, and this is just for extra support. Again, this is just dependent on what your body needs. All right, and then I'm going to take the weight over to my left side and gently roll down through the side of the low back here. Just coming into the top of the hip bone and going into my last rib. And then same thing other side. You might take the hands off and really sink into that. Again, I've got the core engaged. I'm not relaxing and dropping into my low back here, making sure that that spine is protected. Good. All right, we're gonna take it down, work a little bit into the glutes. So this time I'm going to sit on the foam roller. Hands are going to be behind me, and I'm gonna have my feet almost about a 90-degree angle out to the front, and I'm just gonna do some gentle rocks side to side. If you never get in and massage or foam roll or maybe even stretch your glutes, you will feel this right away, I promise. Good. Just gentle rocks. And then I'm going to hang out on one side and just gently glide back and forth. Some areas are more intense than others. Remember to breathe. Good. And then same thing on the other side. And again, this is for maybe first time use of a foam roller. I've got lots of support here. My core is on, both feet are on the ground, both hands are on the ground. I will show you a way to make this a little bit more intense. Good. So you want to take it up a notch. Turn towards you so you can see me a little bit more. You really want to dig in and get into that piriformis. I'm going to cross one leg over the other, so I've got my left ankle locking over my right knee, and then I'm going to actually turn towards that left knee, and I'm really finding the center of the glute there and pressing in. Good, and you can take it all the way out to the outside of the hip. And this just gets a little bit more focus, so you get a little bit more pressure, a little bit more intensity. So if this hurts, which again, foam rolling is not comfortable, but if it's really painful or hurts, stop, don't do it. And the other side, this time crossing the left ankle over the right knee, taking my weight over into the right glutes, and rolling through. Now the foam roller is not meant to really dig in and get to those super, super deep, tight places. So yes, you can hold and take some deep breaths, but try not to really force yourself down into the roller. We're just trying to release the fascia. Good. All right, next, you probably guessed it, hamstrings. These ones are fairly simple. There's a couple different options. You can do both at the same time. You can do one by itself. Again, just depends on your level of comfort. So I'm gonna go ahead, make sure that the foam roller stays above the knees. And I'm gonna lift the weight. Heels on the floor, both at the same time, is really great for first time foam rolling. Let me turn this way so you can see a little bit better. So again, even weight distribution, belly button is pulled into the spine, I've got my core active, and I'm just rolling up to the glutes. You can take that all the way farther up into the glutes if you want to keep walking it out. Maybe add that in and roll it back. Good. This is a pretty general, easy way to get into the hamstrings. Now, you can tap into them a little bit deeper doing a single leg. All right, and this allows me to rotate in and out. So I'm getting all different sides here. And we will get into the inner thighs here in a moment. Good. The same thing on the other leg. So I can rotate that thigh inwards and out. Whew. Tapped a little bit into the IT band there, always painful. Awesome. All right, so inner thighs and then the outer. So inner thighs, I'm gonna roll this way. Oh, get it, man, good stretch. I want to lay parallel with the foam roller. All right, and I'm gonna take my right leg over, and it's gonna be at a 90-degree bend. So it's coming out straight from my hip to my knee, and that back foot, ankle is in line with the knee. Now, you can stay here. I've got my left hip resting on the ground already. I can feel those muscles, and I can roll from here. Again, as long as that core is engaged, belly button pulled up and in, gentle rocks all the way to the knee. You can roll it all the way through into the groin and pull it back out. And if you want a little bit more intensity, you can come up onto your forearms, okay? And your back knee is lifted. So you're in like a nice low plank position here. Key is to relax the leg that's actually on the roller. So I don't want to be holding any tension there. Good, and all the way back to the knee. I don't know about you guys, but this makes me sweat a little because I am fully engaged in the core. My arms are working, everything's on, just this right leg. Good, and I'm going to do the left leg. Go a little bit at an angle here so you can see a little bit more of the body position. So again, I'm lying parallel to that foam roller. And I want to go ahead, initially I'm going to let the other side sink and drop down. That might be enough. Maybe I have enough intensity on that leg to roll back and forth. There we go, now I can see a little bit better. Okay, next level is to push up in that little plank position and roll through. Ooh, get into the groin. Good, and bring it back. Good, and wanting to make sure that that knee stays at a 90-degree angle. You might notice there's lots of intensity in the knee. You're more than welcome to hold here and gently lift the heel up and bring it back down. It's a good glute exercise as well. Good. All right, so we've got the inner thighs, the hamstrings, the glutes, outer thighs. Your IT band is what we're going for here. If you have sciatica, please be very careful doing this. Please talk to your healthcare professional before you jump into doing anything with your IT band, okay? So I'm going to, again, make this T position with the foam roller. Go down onto a forearm. The right leg is on the roller. I'm going to extend it out straight. Left leg is on the floor in front of me, all right? And I'm going to try and find the center of the thigh here. Core is engaged. And just gently roll all the way down to the top of the knee and all the way back up. Now I don't want to come up into the side of the hip here because then you're really just pushing on the bone. There's not a whole lot of muscle going on here. Good. If you want to take this up, be a little bit more with the intensity, just lift that top leg. Again, full body workout. I've got my stomach drawn in. I've got the shoulder away. Make sure that you're not foam rolling down here like this. All right, this is not good for the rest of the body. Yes, really be strong and active here with your position. Make sure that you're working from a place of success. Good. And the other side. Same thing, set myself up, finding the center of that thigh first, forearm. I'm gonna take that right foot in front just to find my center and make sure I'm really lined up on my T-bend. I'm not sitting back here and rolling over my hamstring or rolling forward on the quad. And then just gently take it back in front. Good, same thing, a little bit more intensity. Pick up that second leg. Keep the shoulders square, belly button drawn in. Good. All right, and as I'm sure you probably guessed it, next step from there is to do your quads. Same thing with the quads as was with the hamstrings. You can do them both at the same time, which I recommend to start. Just kind of tap into them both. It kind of distributes the pressure a little bit more evenly, and then you can take one leg off and roll through and rotate from side to side. So I'm going to place the foam roller right above the knees, okay, a little bit farther up than you might think. And then I'm just going to roll through to the tops of the knees, make sure I'm not getting on the kneecap, and bring it up into the hips. This is a very gentle, mild approach. Get both legs at the same time. I can already notice that one quad is much more tight than the other. Again, belly button is up. This might be a nice upper body workout for you. Good. And I'm going to go ahead and remove one leg. I'm going to slide my foam roller over a little bit, drop that other leg down to the knee, and then slide it back. The leg that's on the foam roller, that foot should be lifted. Good, and I can rotate again to all sides here. And the other side. So if you need to, you can be down on the knee here and slide the knee back and forth. More intensity. Pick that knee up. Cool. All right. Almost done, you guys. So then we'll have foam rolled most of the body. And if this is post-workout for you and you're going a little bit slower with all of these moves and holding into those really tight spaces, you're going to be set up for a nice deep stretch. If this is pre-workout for you and you're going a little bit faster, you should already have a little bit of a sweat. Your blood is moving more easily into all these places and your muscles are getting ready to do their workout. So calves, same idea. You can do both at the same time. I don't. I like to do one and then the other. It's just a little bit easier for my upper body, to be completely honest with you. So I'm going to plant one foot flat on the ground. I've got my right foot on the roller. And with the calves, I automatically start to go in to out, in to out. So I'm rolling the inside. And as I roll back out, I get the middle. Roll it out, I turn the foot out. So I'm just making sure to really tap in to all the different sides because the muscles move around when you have more than one in that region. So it's just nice to take a second and tap into all of them. I also take this one step further. This is totally optional. And I roll over to try and get right next to my shin bone. So I'm going to go on top and rotate. You don't need to see the bottom of my foot. Here we go. So rotate through the top. This is really great. Dancers, pointing your feet a lot. Tappers, lots of tension up through the front. This really allows these muscles to relax and loosen. Again, pre or post workout or class, your choice. And then same thing on the left. And again, this is more of a pre-warm-up approach. So if you're doing this post-workout, stop when it feels tight. Like right now I can notice this actual tiny ball size knot in my calf. So I'm going to stop here for a moment. deep breaths. And it is on a round surface, so if you have a good size knot, it's probably going to rock back and forth. Don't use this technique trying to do, you know, a nice pressure point release, but it can release some of these muscles that live within the fascia. So I am going to stop, let that sink in, and just see if I can't get those little knots to relax. Bye, Maverick. All right, you guys, that is my intro to foam rolling. It's very quick, it's very simple. Again, if you have a longer foam roller, there's some other cool stuff that you can do, but if you are like me and you travel a lot and you've got a smaller roller, or maybe you have one of those, what are they called? The Mobots, the water bottles that have the rollers on them, which are pretty neat. You can do all of the foam rolling exercises I just gave you on a Mobot. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for checking out my video, and if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments and I will try to get back to you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.